What's going on, you guys? Frost here, and I'm back with another guide. This time I'll be telling you guys how I play Shyvana jungle. If you find this guide helpful in any way, please do remember to click that like button, as this will help me get this guide out there. Also, if anything changes, there will be an update in the description. The following subjects will be mentioned in this guide: champion description, abilities, leveling order, runes, masteries, the item build, and the jungle strategy. If you want to go to a specific subject, you can click on it right now. Champion description. Shyvana is one of the fastest junglers in the game, and because of this she will also scale into the mid game very quickly. Because the faster you farm, the faster you get your items. Also, Shyvana's damage is split into magic and physical damage, making it quite hard to itemize against her. But her damage is more magic than physical. If you like a very farm heavy style jungler that scales really fast and really well, Shyvana is definitely the champion for you. Shyvana's abilities. Her passive, Dragonborn. Shyvana gains armor and magic resisted scale up each time you level up your ultimate. All the values you get are doubled in dragon form. Also, Shyvana doesn't use mana or energy, instead she gains fury every time you hit a target or just over time. But this will only start after your initial point into your ultimate. Her first ability, Twin Bite. Shyvana's next auto attack will strike twice in one swift movement. The second attack will deal physical damage equal to a percentage of her total attack damage. Both attacks will trigger on hit effects. In dragon form, this will become an AoE to the target it hits and the ones around the target. This skill can be used to auto attack reset. Also, the cooldown of this skill is reduced by 0.5 seconds every time Shyvana auto attacks a non-structured target. Her second ability, Burnout. Shyvana surrounds herself in flame for 3 seconds, dealing magic damage that scales with AD to the enemies around her and gaining bonus movement speed. The bonus movement speed decreases by 15% of the original value per second. Burnout deals 20% extra damage to monsters. While active, Shyvana's attacks will deal 25% of Burnout's damage per second as bonus magic damage. In dragon form, this skill will also leave behind a trail of fire for 5 seconds. This deals the same amount of damage as the Burnout does around you. This is Shyvana's main ability for clearing jungle camps and minion waves, and it's also great at keeping up with enemy champions. Her third ability, Flame Breath. Shyvana unleashes a fireball that travels in a line, dealing magic damage and marking enemies hit for 5 seconds. Shyvana's basic attacks against his marked enemies deal bonus magic damage equal to 2.5% of their maximum health, capped to 100 damage against monsters. This skill is what makes Shyvana great at objectives like Dragon and Baron, and killing enemies insanely fast, because every auto attack will deal an additional 2.5% damage based on their max health with one auto attack, and from the double proc with Q, this will go very quickly. Her fourth ability, Dragon's Descent. While in human form, Shyvana passively regenerates Fury every 1.5 seconds. Shyvana's basic attacks generate 2 Fury. Upon activating this ability, Shyvana transforms into a dragon and dashes towards the target location. Enemies along her path take magic damage and are pushed towards her location. Don't underestimate the amount of damage this skill does, as it can really help you out in the heat of the moment. Don't be afraid to use this ability regularly when it's up, because the cooldown is based on your Fury and you will get that up full in no time. Leveling these abilities. On level 1 I take my W because this gives you the fastest initial camp clear. Then I take E on level 2 because this together with your W will thread through your buff camp in a matter of seconds. Then on level 3 I take my Q to have all the skills and make me able to auto attack reset. Q is also a double proc, so it means that you can auto attack then Q for triple E damage to destroy your jungle. As far as maxing goes, I max my W first for the added AoE damage and a movement speed increase. I max my E second because the cooldown goes down and I want to be able to throw it more often. And I max my Q last because all I really use this for is the auto attack reset. Of course you can take your R whenever possible. The runes. I go for 9 attack speed marks, 9 scaling armor seals, 9 scaling CDR glyphs, and 3 movement speed quints. I take the attack speed marks to speed up our jungle clear massively. Plus, the more auto attacks you get in, the faster you get your Q back. Then I take 9 scaling armor seals to help me tank more later in the game. And with the way you clear your jungle on Shyvana, you can really easily do this, no problem. I take 9 scaling CDR glyphs because this, along with the black leader, will give me a lot of CDR in the later game, and this is very useful. And finally, I take the movement speed quints because Shyvana doesn't have hard CC, so she needs the speed to keep up with people. The Masteries. I go for 18-6-6 on Shyvana. In the Ferocity tree I take the increased spell damage because this will help my W and E deal more damage, and this is where a lot of Shyvana's damage comes from. Then I take the double-edged sword for the extra bit of damage increase into the sustain because this helps you more than some flat AD and AP. After that I go for Oppressor. Now the reason I take this is because you get the damage increase by smiting a target with the Stalker Smite or just using a Blade of the Rune King active. Then you simply take the Armor Pen into Fervor of Battle. Then, in the Cunning tree I take increased damage to monsters and Assassination. The reason I do this is because Assassination is great on Shyvana because you will most likely be split pushing a lot. And in the Resolve tree I take Health Regen and increased movement speed. I prefer doing this way instead of just going for 12 points in Cunning, because honestly that damage increase doesn't really do much for you as you are shredding through people anyway. The item build. I have two different item builds for Shyvana. The first one is the one I use and that I would recommend. It's by far the strongest of the two, but for those people that don't like Devourer and just want to go full tank, there's the second build. Let's get into the Devourer build first. To start off, you want to get yourself a Hunter's Machete and 3 health potions. After your initial clear, you want to go back and buy the Stalker's upgrade to your machete. If you clear the jungle like I do, then you simply get the other half of your Stalker's upgrade instead of the full thing at your first back. After this, you want to go for regular boots to increase your roaming speed around the map and at the same time increase your clear speed with it. Then you want to finish your Stalker's Blade off with the Devourer enchant. After that, you want to finish your boots off into a pair of Ninja Tabis. These boots are amazing, they give you the best defense in the game. At this stage, you want to go for Blade of the Rune King. This item combined with the stated Devourer will do a dirty amount of damage, plus the active help you catch people. After Blade of the Rune King, you want to get yourself a Black Cleaver. The reason you go for Cleaver is because it's the best armor pen item in the game, and with the stated Devourer you stack it up in no time. Also, the 20% cooldown reduction is very nice to have. After your Cleaver, you want to build into some tankiness in the form of Deadman's Blade. I get this item because it offers you movement speed as well as tank stats, and that's exactly what you want with Shyvana. After Deadman's, to finish your build off, you want to get yourself a Titanic Hydra. The reason I get this as a final item is because it also procs with the stated Devourer, like the rest of your offensive items in this build, meaning that you will deal a retarded amount of damage to anyone. Even tanks don't stand a single chance against you. Then, for the Cinderhulk build, you start the same way up until the point where you get Cinderhulk enchant instead of the Devourer enchant. After that, you go for Ninja Tabis again because these are the best boots and give you the best tank stats. Then at this stage, you go for Deadman's Plate to give you the movement speed and tankiness. Right after that, you stacked up quite a bit of health already. To not become something to ignore in team fights, you should get yourself a Titanic Hydra now. This item will be very effective because of the amount of health you're stacking in this build. After Titanic Hydra, you're gonna get a Static Gauge to help you soak up a lot more damage. And after that, you finish off your build with a Banshees to get a good magic resist item. Jungle strategy. In the background right now, you can see the jungle routes for both sides of the map. Whilst this is playing, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about objective control, stacking your Devourer effectively, and ganking. I didn't put team fighting in here because that is not something you want to be doing on Shyvana as much. Try to focus on split pushing most of the time and just pull people towards you. Anyway, let's start off with objective control. If you are playing a jungler like Shyvana that doesn't have the best ganks but very quick jungle clear, then you have to be on top of dragons, the herald and the scuttle crabs. The moment you really want to start focusing on these is the moment you get your Devourer enchant. As soon as you get this, run to dragon immediately. You will clear it very quickly without any problems. After that, you simply kill the scuttle crab, do a full clear to the other scuttle crab, then gank top lane and do the rift herald. In most of the games this will work out just fine, but every now and then you'll not be able to get the dragon because it's warded or the enemy jungler took the scuttle crab. This is all fine, just ignore it for a bit and do it later on. But always remember to keep moving. Time you're wasting standing still in a brush by a lane is pressure lost over the other jungler. As far as ganking goes, you should really only gank a lane if you have your smite up. Having your smite is very much key on Shyvana, as this will help you land your E easier as well as catch them. Once you get in melee range as Shyvana, shit becomes real, because you do so much damage that it will die in a matter of seconds. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it or learned anything from it, please do remember to click that like button right below this video, as this helps me get this video out there. If you would like to see more guides like this, hit that subscribe button and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!